Well, hey there, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley with you. It is Thursday evening, and we're looking ahead to tomorrow, which will be our first brush with winter weather of the season anyway. Not all of us will have snow, but some of us will, and slippery travel is enough of a concern that we have some winter weather advisories across the area. So it's always excitement, but there will surely be some disappointment as well if you don't get what you like, and that might be the case for a lot of us. Even still, let's take a look at what's going on across the area. I'm going to start you on the wide view of the radar map, and this is across the southeast here, and something should stand out to you, and that's really what's going on over in Tennessee. We're kind of playing the waiting game right now. A couple of factors that are going to kind of play into our weather over the next little bit. Number one, we're going to be battling dry air. So what you see over in Tennessee, it has to overcome the dry air first before it gets here. That's something to consider. Also, we're looking at that rain and snow mix getting here more quickly. So as it gets here more quickly, we're looking at that maybe not being cold enough quickly enough. Does that make sense? Basically, the precipitation could beat the cold air getting here, wasting a couple of hours. If you're looking for snow, you might get a couple hours of rain before that were to happen. So anyway, let's see what's going on in Tennessee at the moment. So here we are. This is over in the Nashville area. And they are dealing with at least a mixed bag at the moment. Now, it's not all falling as snow there. The radar kind of sometimes does a poor job of estimating what's going on. But looking here, you can kind of see some snowflakey activity happening on this camera. This is right off of Broadway, right near the Hard Rock Cafe and the river, and right across from the football stadium in downtown Nashville. If you're familiar with that area, they're getting our storm right now. For us, we have what are called winter weather advisories. So there are a couple of ways you can do a winter weather product. You have winter storm warnings and you have winter weather advisories. This is the lesser of those two. What it means is that, yeah, you're going to have some wintry weather, but it's probably not going to disrupt life all that badly. That's this kind of cup of tea here. So what it means is that we could see some slick roadways developing, which is what we've kind of been harping on all along, is that the way this system works out, it's more or less a road issue and a travel issue for Friday morning, and it's primarily going to be I-40 northward. That's kind of the way that this is working out. I-40 northward will be those issues, not so much southward, if that makes sense. And this runs, by the way, this winter weather advisory, it goes until tomorrow evening. I don't think it needs to necessarily be quite that long because the amounts are going to be light, and it's going to be quick hitting, as I said. So when does this all get going? We could see some action moving in as early as the early morning hours, about 2 a.m. or so. You could start to see some rain and snow mixing in across the area. And then as we get farther along here, closer to 4, 5, and 6, that's when we start to see more on the rain and snow side across our area. And you'll notice that rain-snow line is right around Greensboro and Winston-Salem. But it has been trending northward and ticking northward as we've gotten closer, which is kind of that dreaded trend if you're a snow lover in Guilford or Forsyth counties. This model kind of gets it out of here really fast. And so the trends have been for it to be lighter and quicker, which is not really what you would like to see. Let me show you our computer model, which of course is a little bit different. This is around 1 o'clock in the morning. Again, the rain-snow line somewhere along the lines of right around I-40, from Boone to Wilkesboro to Winston-Salem and Greensboro. And then beyond that, you could see it kind of advancing closer to 2 and 3. I'm concerned, though, at the lack of moisture the model is showing. So this could end up being a little bit drier of a system than anticipated at first, which means lower amounts and less snowy. So all of those things are not good things to hear if you're a snow lover, right? I'm not saying it's off the table, but it is not looking good if you're trying to have a nice looking yard or beautiful Christmas decorations or make a little snowball or two. Kind of the weather mechanics at play here are the cold air to the north and the moisture to the south. The faster that moisture gets here, the cold air might not be entrenched enough quickly enough. And so that could be some of the concern going into tomorrow morning. Who sees what? What are the precipitation lines, the rain-snow line, the snow mix line, kind of where you would expect. I think the rain-snow line will be right around southern Guilford County, Randolph County, Davidson County. You're likely to just see all rain throughout the event. As far as Greensboro goes, probably a mixed bag of some rain mixing in with some sleet and some snow. Slippery travel is possible. Farther north you go, mostly just snow from Rockingham to Stokes and Surrey counties as well. You'll have the better chance to actually get some accumulation out of this thing that is somewhat substantial. Timing it all out, the morning commute should be the biggest concern for us. I think the early morning time frame is when we want to watch things most closely. And then the middle of the morning is when it should start to kind of be working its way out of here. After that, by the afternoon, we sure are drying up. And by the evening time, we're in really, really good shape. So I think we're in pretty good shape at that point, to be certain. What about the impacts? The impacts are not really very significant for snow or for ice, but the morning drive is probably our biggest concern. And let's take a look one more time at your snow map, or maybe it's the first time I showed it, I guess. I've lowered the amounts a little bit, trace to 1/2 an inch along the I-40 corridor at points north. Rain mixing in hurts that. Sleet mixing in hurts that as well. The farther north you go, better chance you'll have to pick up a little bit of snowfall. So 1/2 an inch to 1 inch or 2 along the Rockingham County line, Stokes County, and Surrey County, maybe as much as 2 inches as you get up toward Virginia and the North Carolina mountains as well. So we're going to be tracking this very carefully going into tomorrow morning and have all those updates. Various towns on the screen here, not everybody. I know I'd love to include the hundreds of towns that we have that we cover around the area, but this just kind of gives you an idea of what we might be seeing from place to place heading into tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow's not the only day in the forecast. We do have a weather impact alert for Friday, pretty much just for the morning as well. Going throughout the rest of the forecast, Saturday and Sunday, we're going to be looking mostly dry both of those days with good amounts of cloud cover around the area. It's kind of gloomy, but overall, nothing bad. Just kind of on the chilly side. Temperatures will be in the 40s for Saturday, for Sunday, and then into next week. We have been watching a bit of a system. If you watch the show a lot, you probably heard Brad and I talking about this a little bit yesterday. Sunday into Monday's system is looking to be a little bit drier now. So we're not looking at much of rain or snow going into early next week. Cold weather looks to stick around in the long range, so I don't see much of it working our way in the near future. In any case, we will continue to stay chilly. That's what we have going on here in the forecast. We'll be back in just a little bit with another 20 minutes on Carolina weather.